Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, 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 Okay, here we go. It's the chill spot. Hanging out with Sam and Cam, chill spot. Gonna chill and talk about some stuff on chill spot. Ooh yeah, it's the chill spot. Now here we go. Cam rap now. Go Cameron. Go Cameron. It's your birthday, but not really. No, for a couple months. Go Cameron.
Eat your heart out, Soulriter.
I was just gonna say, why did we pay like $150 for a new theme song
when we could just write it ourselves?
When we've got that right here and now.
Like, this rap talent that you have, Sam, has been staring you in the mouth.
I know.
And you've done nothing. Pause.
I've done nothing. He's got to fix his mic. There we go. I might be keeping that in.
And you've done nothing. Why haven't you become a rapper yet?
Because I sound like this.
Because I sound like that.
Because I sound like this when I step on the mic. Real talk though, like I had to do some rapping earlier for like my friend's show.
Yeah.
And like listening to myself back those first couple times, we tried to end the rap with like a flavor like yeah, and my first couple takes were like yeah.
It was like Elmo rapping. Yeah. Come on, yeah, get on, yeah.
Yeah. And then I just like at one point I was like, wait a second. I knocked my own mic.
Great.
At some point I was like, Merc, come on. Taylor Swift has rapped before. You can fucking rap.
Yeah.
And I just like got it together.
What are you gonna do, right? Like, you really gonna let T Swift tell you can't rap?
Am I gonna? No. Listen. Admittedly, Taylor Swift is better than me at a lot of things. She is not a better rapper than me.
No.
I will not allow it.
No.
I will not allow it.
She's not a better person than you? We talked about this before. I have no problem with Taylor Swift. I used to have a problem with Taylor Swift.
I have a light problem with Taylor Swift. It gets less and less pressing with every day.
Because you know, at the end of the day, it's like, who cares, right? Like,
yes. Well, my thing was like her treatment of Kanye West and the whole like Life of Pablo era bullshit.
You don't give a shit about that anymore.
I give less and less of a shit. It's still. I've said this on a previous episode. It's just white women have been getting black men in trouble by overdrawn, like hyperbolizing claims for years. Mm-hmm. So like it just is sort of a sore spot with me.
Yeah.
I know that that's not the whole story, but it's still just, you know, it hit a nerve. And when you hit a nerve, you don't really forget what it feels like to have a nerve be hit.
For sure.
Straight up.
It always comes back to bite you in the balls.
You know, like when you go to the doctor and they like whack your knee with that thing, you don't forget how that feels.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I took that, like I've been talking to like my therapist about that when, you know, a little hammer hits you on the knee and you're like, ugh! I will never forget how that feels.
Yeah.
I could never go back to see that doctor again.
He took that rubber mallet and he hurt my knee and I've never been the same.
Yeah,
he took something from me that day.
It's a part of the reflex test. Like, that's what he has to do. Like, no, it isn't.
It wasn't necessary. But yeah, no, Taylor Swift is fine. She's fine.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
She can stay.
Well, you know what? Taylor Swift, Sam, is a very beautiful woman.
She's got great gowns, beautiful gowns.
And she has a lot to do in the fashion industry. She actually does lots of modeling on top of being a singer and stuff.
Yeah, and she was like she was part of the board that decided one of the themes for the Met Ball.
There you go. So she's very involved.
She's in touch with fashion.
In the fashion industry.
Yeah.
You know, she is a fashionable, I mean, she's famous.
She does dress well.
She's fashion. I mean, she also has people, I mean, I doubt she's like gets told what to wear. I'm sure, but she also, when you have infinite wealth, You know, you can buy whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But that leads into what we're talking about today. We're talking about the fashion and beauty industry. Fashion. But mostly our personal interpretations of fashion and what it means or maybe doesn't mean to us.
Well, it's such an influential industry. Whether you like it or whether you hate it or whether you simply tolerate it, it really does have a sway. You know, there's that iconic Miranda Priestley monologue about the difference between about the blues and how like the fashion industry like trickles down eventually to like us plebeians on the old Navy level.
Right.
And you know what? I've seen it. Honestly, like I've totally seen it. Like I remember when I think it was Yeezy season 2 came out and Kanye had all those like rips in the shirts and like 2 years later, I saw like ripped shirts and ripped like biker shorts in like every like Urban Outfitters, Old Navy, Blue Notes, like Garage was doing it, American Eagle, had these little tiny little rips and shirts and stuff like that. Like years after everyone was like, Kanye's selling you beige t-shirts with holes in it. What a loser. And it's like, cool. You can get this for $25 at like Justice for your like 9-year-old niece.
I'll rip holes in your shirts for free. I don't. You don't even have to pay me to do that.
Come over here.
Great.
Just tell me that Macklemore still has beaten Kendrick Lamar out for a Grammy, and I'll rip your shirt real fast.
I'll rip your head off.
Yeah.
I'll
tear a hole in you.
I'll Hulk smash you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right, because I think that like whether or not you choose to participate in the fashion industry in terms of like, you know, like you just said, like actively participating or even just trying to be a passerby, even if you actively avoid it, in my opinion, you are still affected by it.
You still wear clothes.
Right? And that's unavoidable, right?
Yeah.
And I just think it's interesting because I've never really given it a ton of thought in terms of how it affects me. And only in this recent year have I really started to really put effort into my appearance in terms of fashion.
Yeah.
And give that more thought. So it's an interesting topic and I'm excited to talk about it.
I also find it so unfair that I thought of this topic for today. And we're recording this on a day where I haven't showered.
Me neither.
My hair's in a bun. There's little flyaways popping up everywhere.
That's
I'm wearing
cute,
your sweater with like biking shorts.
You look good.
Tried to French tuck it in to add style,
well,
but you know what? The way that I'm sitting, it looks like I'm not wearing pants. Like from a certain angle, you know, you can make it look like I'm just like not wearing
sweater.
pants.
You're pussy out.
Yeah.
Episode 101, pussy out.
Pussy out for fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're also,
I'm arguably like the least fashionable that I have ever been. I'm in the least fashionable state that exists of all the states of Sam.
Well, you know what? I mean, a perfect state to talk about this, because when you're in your most natural form is when you get your most unhinged opinions. You know?
Two uglies talking about fashion.
Exactly.
Is going to be the name of this.
That's going to be the name of this. There you go. You named it. You named it. We're 8 minutes in and you named it. Like done. Your work is already done. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
So first things first, Sam, what would you describe as your style?
Not this.
Right. Not my clothes? Yeah. Like typically you don't wear my clothes. Yeah.
No. I would describe my fashion right now, especially during the pandemic, because the pandemic has shat all over my style. My fashion is very functional and very comfortable. I am ready to run at a moment's notice to the nearest bunker should the world finally decide to end.
In constant fear of something, to run away from something. Like you are constantly ready to sprint as fast as you can.
I mean, you want to talk about little anxiety, Sam, and how I've always had anxiety. Part of the reason why I didn't like wearing dresses as a kid was because you can't do so much when you're a kid. And like when you're a kid and you're running around and you're wearing a dress, it kind of fucking sucks.
Right.
Because you're a kid. So you want to like play sports with your friends, but if you wore a dress that day, it's like you just can't.
Yeah.
You know?
And if the apocalypse was to happen and you're wearing a dress,
I was terrified. I was like as a kid, I was like, what if I get chased by something or someone today and I'm wearing a fucking dress?
Wow. This is the same Sam who tried to open doors with her feet.
Yeah.
Because you were
out
like,
of fear that I was going to lose an arm one day.
what if you lose both of your arms?
One or both of.
And you can't open doors anymore?
Yeah.
Like, what if though, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, but what if not? Like, what if that never happens?
Yeah. Yeah. So that same anxiety Sam was like, I can't wear dresses. What if I get chased by something and I gotta like hop over a fence, but I'm in a dress.
Right. So you were like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, like boots and pants, like constantly ready to flee or fight.
Not boots, running shoes.
Right, true.
I was a huge I mean, first of all, I was not a fashionable child.
Neither was I.
So it was like hand-me-down biker shorts, that not the cute kind that all the Instagram baddies wear nowadays. I'm talking like
the glorified
gnarly,
diaper.
like hand-me-down, like Will Smith didn't even want to wear it on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air biker shorts. And Saucony running shoes. And
say that one more time.
Saucony running shoes.
What the hell is Saucony?
Exactly. It's not like a brand. Okay. It's not like it's a shoe brand now, and they're a little bit better than they were in the past. But like, they're not a cool shoe brand. I didn't wear like Nikes. I didn't wear like Reeboks. I didn't wear Jordans. I didn't wear Converse. I didn't wear K-Swiss, which were popular in 2006.
I know. I had a pair of K-Swiss.
Hugely popular. Did not have the K-Swiss. I had Saucony running shoes that my mom bought me at Factory Shoe, and you know what? I didn't even fight her on it. I wanted them because I was
probably
like,
comfortable.
I want to run. I want to run around. These are running shoes.
Well, yeah.
Let's go.
If you're under the belief that you could literally be like attacked by a lion at a moment's notice, like, wouldn't you want to wear running shoes?
Exactly.
Like, you're probably not going to outrun the lion, but you have a better chance of outrunning the lion if you're wearing proper gear.
Yep. I even had like this. I fell for this like stupid gimmick. They put like a little bit of gel in the bottom of the shoe and gave it like a clear window to be like, this is like activator gel that like keeps your feet temperate and like stabilizes your agility while maintaining dexterity, or some bullshit buzzword fuck up crap
whatever,
that the sales associate made up.
Hyper grip, no slip, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and they were like, these give you extra grip when you're running so you don't fall over as much. And I was like, cool. The ugliest shoes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because like running shoes got fashionable like 3 years ago. Like up until then, it's just been like form. It's just like, this needs to look this way because put it on your feet. And you put it on your feet and you're like,
fitness.
Oh my God,
yeah, like gym shoes.
Like New Balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, New Balance, like, I think at this point are like the Buckleys of running shoes, where it's like, they don't need to be this ugly. There's no way that they're this ugly on purpose. You know, they put something in the shoe to make it uglier.
There's cute New Balance sneakers, actually. They've really stepped it up in fashion.
Well, I'm sure they probably got a fucking couple notes. Where it was like, hey, it really sucks to wear big fucking Swedish clogs on my feet.
No, you can still wear, like, they still make the ugly, like, Steve Carell, like, in Crazy Stupid Love, New Balance sneakers that Ryan Gosling, like, flung over the balcony in that movie. But they also make, like, stylish sneakers.
Good.
Like, streetwear sneakers.
That's how it should be. Because I think, like...
For what it's worth, I think Saucony is the same. It's just not as popular.
Right. Okay, so real quick, though, to bring it back to the initial question, like, so would you say you said your style is mostly at the time function and comfort.
Yeah.
But like, okay, but in terms of like color choices,
but still like form fitting. Like,
well, I was gonna say,
I'm gonna wear
just like a slob.
I'm gonna wear sweatpants, but you're gonna know that I have a form. That's my whole thing. It's like, as long as I'm not like drowning, and my rule is that if I wear one baggy thing on one half of me, the second half of me has to be tight. Of course.
Yeah.
So like, I'm wearing this oversized sweater, but like these shorts are tight on me, you know, to like remind people that there is a body under here.
I'm not just an amorphous blob.
It's just that I want to be comfy.
There you go.
So
yeah. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think my style is probably very similar. I tend to dress very comfortably. I don't like tight fitting clothes like at all, pretty much, except for like pants. I don't mind a little bit of tighter pants.
Okay.
They just have to fit right.
I don't mind tight pants on you either.
But yeah, my whole life when I was younger, much like you, I was not a fashionable child. I wore clothes, whatever my parents bought for me, and it was mostly gray and black t-shirts and like shorts that like were a little too long, and like socks. Like I'd wear like regular size socks like in the summer, like that go up like my calf.
Yes, me too.
You know, dressed like a total asshole.
Yep, those with the Sauconys, not a good choice.
You know, not exactly turning any heads.
No.
I also didn't necessarily have any hairstyling. I didn't have any fashionable glasses. I was legit like, when I look at kids nowadays, I'm like, you're all going to grow up to be assholes because you're all hot when you're 9. But I rocked.
I have been humbled.
I've had an awkward phase from like age 9 to like 23.
I have my roots in ugliness.
Yeah.
And I grew into a beautiful swan, but I never forget where I came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You would not get the chiseled man that sits before you now. If it wasn't for my blob days, where it's just like I was wearing mostly gray and running shoes.
I have a place that I know I never want to go back to. So I have like a rock bottom.
I've seen the gates of hell, and I'll never sink that low again.
These kids don't have a rock bottom.
No, they're only riding highs.
It's just been pure fashion.
We're gonna get a whole generation of kids who fucking peak in high school. It's obviously not true. But then, so I describe my fashion nowadays as like, if I want to dress more quote unquote fashionable, and I'm like sacrificing comfort a little bit, I'll wear like a patterned shirt. I like colored patterned shirts, be it like floral patterns or like repeating patterns or graphic patterns. I have a lot of Lululemon because my brother works for Lululemon. And he gets a dope discount. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I would not wear these clothes otherwise.
Yeah.
Frankly, like they're too they're
I've seen the price tags on the leggings that your mom gives me.
Extravagant clothing, very comfortable, very form-fitting. They fit you well. They last a long time. But they're like $200 fucking.
Also, like the leggings that I have kind of double as Spanx.
Yeah.
Like they're so shapely. They're so good.
They look really good on you too.
Thank you. You also look good in your Lululemon clothes.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I mean,
Lululemon want to sponsor us?
Today's podcast episode is brought to you by Lululemon.
I would actually love that.
Of course they would. Of course it'd be amazing.
I need a sports bra.
Regardless, I wear a lot of like I would probably say like sportier clothes. Like I wear like these muscle shirts in the summer, and like I like these shorts as well.
Yeah, that are like sweatpants that have been cut off at the knee.
Yeah. Very comfortable. I tend to dress very comfortable, like you said, but I'm also just trying to like where I kind of make up for my lack of like uncomfortable fashion choices, where like a lot of people who like are really into fashion would wear like skinny jeans or like really form-fitting shirts that like show off your cut body and whatnot. Where I lack in that, I make up for what I think in like color choices, because I've been trying to dress more colorful in recent years because like I said, I grew up mostly wearing gray and black. And it's all very boring and like, well, nothing wrong with a black shirt. I'm wearing a black shirt today, of course. Just expanding your horizons is important.
Well, I think you and I both fell into the trap where we were like, we're going to buy a black version of this top for now because it's a basic and I will always be able to go back to my basics. Yeah. And then before you know it, you have a closet full of basics and no color.
Exactly. And there's no fun.
Yeah.
Right? And I really have been liking my experiments with color and like dressing differently. I find like my whole thing is that like I've always been far more prepared for fall. I have a lot of really dope fall outfits. Fall and winter, as a big person, especially as a white person, and a man in turn, like especially in like fashion in general.
Yeah.
As a man, a cis man, fall and winter fashions are definitely where it comes in. Like I got like bare flannels, I got great shirts and bomber jackets, long pants and like my Timberlands. I can bust those out again.
Those are always fashionable.
Not always, because it's a beautiful color and it goes with 90% of the outfits, right? Like it's always really good to match that. But in terms of the summer, I've always lacked in summer wear because I've always had like shorts past the knee, which are out of fashion now, or like t-shirts that just like don't really look good in the summer. Like I don't really want to wear like a black t-shirt in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking
not fun.
Overheat and die. Yeah. So in this recent year, I've been buying more colorful both shorts and shirts that breathe a little bit better. So I think my style is definitely color comfort.
Totally.
That would be my style.
Color comfort. That's a good succinct description for it.
Yeah, because I don't wear form-fitting clothes.
Yeah.
And I like color.
There you go.
So there you go. That would be my style, I think.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Did I say my style already?
Yeah, you said comfort and
like form fitting.
Form fitting, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, but how about your color choices though? You didn't really go into your color choices.
I'm trying to branch out into colors, but my branching out into colors has just been like, cool, we got black and gray and like earth tones.
Right.
I love a navy blue. I love a forest green. I love a mustard yellow.
Yeah.
I love like deeper blues. My craziest colored item that I have is a cobalt blue sweater. That's like from Forever 21. That's like, whoa. color.
Yeah.
Hello. So yeah, I love and then like because I'm the worst for like bottoms too. I can't see myself.
Such a bottom.
I can't see myself wearing colorful bottoms, like not colorful pants, not colorful jeans, colorful leggings, colorful skirts, dresses, whatever. I don't see myself in colorful bottoms.
Sure.
Because to me that just seems like wow. I don't know what the psychology behind it is, but for some reason like I'm like, oh, I'm really gonna put yellow on my legs. Oh, I'm gonna walk around. Not? The bottom half of me is all yellow.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird.
It is not.
It's like no, it's like it's a weird Sam opinion where I'm just like that's fucking weird. Oh, what am I gonna do? Dress in green from the bottom from the waist down?
That's a Samism.
That's odd.
That's a Samism
strange.
in the wild.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Totally fine from the waist up, but waist down, fucking strange.
Well, that's not the weirdest thing in the world. I know a lot of people, myself included, typically like, because okay, I don't know a lot about fashion, but I do know how to dress myself. When I'm dressing myself.
Yeah.
Unless it's like I'm going for like a really summery outfit, I won't match the same colors top and bottom.
Yes.
And black shorts or leggings or jeans or like black legs, if you want to cover your legs in black, is often acts as a great base and juxtaposition for something more striking. Yeah. Right? Like if you're going to wear like a really bright top.
Neon green.
You go for a darker bottom.
Yeah.
So you're not so loud when you enter a room, right? Like that's typically how I would approach something.
Totally.
So I don't think you're crazy for like not wanting to go colored.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've gone colored.
Hey, right here, up top.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If money, do you have any more thoughts?
No, I'm good.
If money was no option, what would your style be? I have a really succinct way of putting it for me.
Yeah.
It's like Seth Rogen meets Elton John. I'm serious. Like, I'm Sam.
But just like new Seth Rogen, not like knocked up Seth
Rogen.
No,
no.
Current,
not like,
I made this vase Seth Rogen.
Yeah, exactly. Like Seth Rogen living his damn best life, dressing in fashionable outfits.
He was on the cover of like GQ something, and
sandals
everyone was
all the
calling
time.
Him daddy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think he's a very fashionable, good-looking man.
I agree.
And I've always loved the way Elton John dresses. I think the way that he dresses is so bold.
Yes.
Like I would even go as far to like the next pair of glasses I get, like I want to get like a striking
like Elton
color.
John, like square,
not like insanely,
bedazzled.
but like I would get like a blue rimmed glass,
okay,
or like a red rimmed,
okay. Choices,
something. But what I want to do is like because the thing with making a specific color, especially for glassware, everybody at home, is that if you go a very specific color, like a blue rim. You understand that these are going to be on your face
all the time,
100% of the time,
all the time.
So
no
for
matter
me,
what you're wearing,
next time I get glasses, I have to go to the eye doctor now that the pandemic is over soon, and get my current subscription or prescription rather.
Yeah,
and then I'm just going to buy frames online.
Yeah,
and I'm going to buy like 3 of them.
Yeah,
and have like multiple pairs and be like, well, here's my red pair, here's my clear pair, here's my blue pair.
Smart.
And then I could pair them with outfits and stuff.
Yeah,
because.
They're an accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always liked the way that, like, Elton John and Seth Rogen and, like, all the men like them dress, which is, like, very striking colors. Colors that you never thought would go together, but end up looking really well together. Basically, like... I mean, cut this out if this is offensive, but like, I want to start dressing like a lot of the fashionable gay men I know.
I don't think that's offensive.
Or like, you know, the traditional, like, you remember metrosexual? Yeah. How that was kind of a bum of a joke?
Yeah.
It turned out they're fashionable. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew being clean and hygienic was fashionable?
I know, right? It's such a weird... I look back on the whole, like, metrosexual thing, and I'm like, you guys are banging on dudes for, like, wearing nice shirts and, like, having showers and shit?
What were we thinking?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I can't... You know what? That is one thing that I really want to, like, feed to Gen Z and be like, in the early 2000s, there was a thing called metrosexual. And I just want them to rip us apart for it.
We deserve it.
Because that was, but I mean, I never bought into it.
No.
It was a little older than me.
It was like a Gen X thing.
It was like the older kids at like family gatherings were like talking about metros. Like my older cousins were like making metrosexual jokes, or like TV shows that I wasn't supposed to watch but watched anyways made jokes about metrosexual men.
Yeah.
But rip it apart, please.
Yeah.
I'm begging you, please.
But yeah. To put a cap on that, like I definitely want to. I would love to like buy lots of clothes like that and like dress like that year round and like, you know, like wear sandals all the time. Yeah. You know, like my whole thing is like you're not going to know who this is, but for those who know him, who have watched or read the manga or the anime Bleach, there's a character named Kisuke Urahara, who is kind of like an old master type. He wears like shorts and has hairy legs, and he's like color coordinated and very relaxed and cool. You know, like that's sort of like the vibe I'm going for, like old anime master. You know, like he wears sandals everywhere, but for some reason can run as fast as anybody else. But does that make sense what I said in terms of like that style fusion?
Yeah, you want to clean up a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, like, I've never felt like I was dirty. I've never felt slobbish my whole life.
I feel like that's always been a thing for you, because you're like, if I'm going to be a bigger dude, that I want to appear clean.
Oh, yeah. Contrary to the popular belief, hygiene is very important to me.
Yes.
I'm a very hygienic person.
Yeah.
Like, for my personal autonomy, anyway.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like I would just love to be able to have like, you know, big fuzzy sweaters that like look nice under patterned shirts and like, you know.
I could see you in like
like
a legit fuzzy sweater with like a bucket hat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that part, but
no,
like,
there's like a way to style it. It sounds stupid. And this is the thing that gets me about fashion is that like when someone says it out loud, or sometimes even like if you just see the clothes and they're not on a person, you think this is the dumbest. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't see how this could possibly look good. And then you see it on a person, and especially a person who has the correct confidence to pull it off.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck, that works.
It works.
And I feel like, you know, if we got to a point where you were like 100% confident in it and you were like hyped up enough, I could get you in a stylishly fuzzy sweater with like a cool bucket hat that matches and like a cool pair of pants.
I mean,
and some nice sneakers, like some nice, like, you know, like the $500, $700 range sneakers. The ones they keep behind the glass at like fancy sneaker stores.
Yeah, exactly. The one you have to like get the key for, you know? Yeah, you gotta like fight for it.
No,
I would love that. I'm not opposed to headwear at all. I mean, I have lots of like fitted caps or snapback hats that I wear.
It's time to branch out.
But yeah, I'm down to try like different hats and stuff. I wanted to like, because my friends are all fond of the beach, and I'm not terribly fond of the beach. But I'm
as a hygienic person, you hate sand.
Well, naturally, and also just the bearing, unrelenting heat. But like, I could always just get a big umbrella, or even like a sun hat or a straw hat. Like, I wouldn't mind having one. Like, I wouldn't wear it like, I'd wear it like on the beach strip or like on the beach. But I feel like
nowhere outside.
No, because the beach is a specific area where you can dress like an asshole. Or like I could like listen.
That is a quote that I want to put on a T-shirt. Like when we start making, we'll have like a Chill Spot summer collection with like a muscle tank like this that you're wearing right now that says the beach is a specific place where you can dress like an asshole.
No, listen. I could go to the beach in my short green shorts, wearing a floral pattern that matches, unbuttoned, in sandals and a straw hat, and I would probably look like a lot of
everybody
other people
else.
at this beach.
You wouldn't be the only one.
I couldn't walk around that place in Toronto like that. That's not an acceptable outfit.
Yeah, you can't go to like Young and Bloor looking like that.
No,
people
you can't go to church in that outfit. But you could go to the beach in that outfit.
Yeah,
and you'd probably look good.
Yeah,
you know,
or you would at least fit in. You know, like what is looking good at the beach anymore? You fit in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so not concerned with what other people dress like. I'm only concerned with what I dress like. But yeah,
no.
What would you do if money was no option?
See, typical Sam answer. It's like all over the place. I would dip my toe into every possible aesthetic that I could possibly dip my toe into. Right. I love like gothic fashion.
Yeah.
I love punk fashion. I love high femme fashion.
Yeah.
Although I really don't think in practice it's for me just because it's too restrictive. But like I love like low femme streetwear. I love like femme like punk skate kind of fashion with like loose fitting jeans and like low top Vans and like a baggy t-shirt with like a beanie on top and your hair poking out like in a choker and like, you know, like
choker. I barely know her.
Okay. But yeah, like light accessories, like cool like minimalistic rings and stuff like that. Like I love dipping my toes into like I would wear like a different aesthetic every day. Yeah, honestly, I love pastels. I love earth tones. I love jewel tones. I love neon. Like all of it. Like I just want to like open up my closet and be like, how do I feel like presenting today? And then just like make it happen. I hate so much of my closet right now because it is a lot of it is from a time. And I feel like this is just like pre-pandemic stuff. Like it's very pre-pandemic Sam, where it's just like if I could get it on my body, I would probably wear it. And
Right, right.
if it seemed appropriate for whatever situation, the 3 situations that I was in, which was either work, hanging out with my friends, or like the odd special occasion, I was like, cool, it goes on my body.
Right.
It looks decent, you know? Like, it's not, I didn't not think about what I was wearing, but like, I went through a patterned leggings phase that is really haunting my closet that I just have to get rid of.
I don't think I remember that phase.
Yeah, you
It
remember?
wasn't so bad.
You remember my galaxy print leggings with cats on the knees?
I forgot about those ones.
That was a choice.
Yeah, that's choices, all right.
That was a choice.
You have those floral print ones that are they're okay.
Yeah, but it's like minimalistic. It's like it's like not overblown.
It's
Galaxy print
it's
leggings.
not cats on the knees.
Boy, oh boy.
You are knee deep in pussy when you wear those.
Oh. And you still dated me, so
Hey-o.
I still chose you.
I mean, hey, like I wasn't any better. Remember my what are those pants called? The fucking
The harem pants.
Harem pants.
Oh my god.
I had what I would describe as a quarter life crisis one day.
Oh my god.
And wanted to try out more fashionable but comfortable clothing.
Oh no.
And I spent was probably a little bit too much money on these things called harem pants.
Oh my god.
Because they were kind of it was a fad. Like I knew like
Yeah.
lots of people online who were really into harem pants, and like they seemed to pull it off. It was a very sort of like fashionable, like cuffed at the ankle, but like wide at the thigh, which is essentially all the pants I wear now, just far more better put together.
Yeah.
And
it
I
was
bought
like
them,
a step above a jogger pant.
more or
these
less.
harem pants. Yeah.
It's barely any material at all, and they were very comfortable, but not very pretty.
I remember because you bought them when we started dating, so I wasn't as honest with you then as I am now. And we like went to your house to hang out, and you were like, oh, wait a second, like I got something, it was totally new, I just wanted to go in a completely different direction with my style, and I just like let me go change into them and like I'll show you. And you came out of your room and you stepped out into the living room, and I was like,
It's cute.
Oh, great.
You look cute.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think I said something like, those would be great around the house pants.
Being
like,
and I took that as a hint to be like, well, I guess I should stop working. No, but that was that was a portion of my life where I was just like, not to like bum everybody out, but I think I was just like looking for something to be happy about, and was just like having a hard time, and just like bought some shit.
Yeah, doing some retail therapy.
You know, and obviously I would not recommend that.
We've all been there.
Oh, I mean, who hasn't, right?
All been there.
But yeah, no, I mean that's definitely, everyone has a phase, right? Like this isn't on our list, but like what are some fashion choices you made growing up that like you look back on and you had that thought, thought of like, I'm gonna try something different. For me, like I think I actually would argue that most guys of any creed, race, or religion at some point tries the newsboy cap. Every single guy
At some point, yeah.
in their life,
you put one on and you consider it.
you put the hat on, you're like, I can make this work.
Some guys it's a moment, and other guys it's a phase.
I went through a few phases. So like, I don't know where it is. I actually legitimately like the hat. It's my grandfather's gray one. Which
yes.
I legitimately like that hat.
Your theater hat.
My theater hat.
Yeah.
Yes. I need to find that. I don't know where it is. That is my last weird hat. And I'm never going to buy a newsboy cap again. It's sentimental value. It means a lot to me. And I also, I love the color. And I think that if you wear the right thing, it can look nice. Regardless, every boy in their life at some point puts on a newsboy cap, looks in the mirror, and is like, I'm fashionable. This hat is blue and this shirt is red. I'm wearing a t-shirt and this hat.
Yikes.
And cargo shorts.
Oh my god.
I'm wearing a Legend of Zelda Triforce green t-shirt and beige cargo shorts and a newsboy cap, which is blue.
I made a choice today.
You know, people know me immediately when they see my fashion choices. They're like, that guy loves Zelda and the Newsies.
And he fucks.
Oh, that guy fucks. Are you kidding me?
Player.
What do you think he keeps in all those cargo short pockets? It's condoms. Just filled to the fucking brim. That's why they're so baggy all the time.
I got rib for her pleasure here and magnum here. Let's go, ladies.
Yeah, babe. I'm actually wearing a condom right now. You never know when sex might strike.
I preemptively put one on just to be safe.
Exactly.
My dick is sweaty.
Mask on, condom on. Nothing's getting inside my body today. Got a diaphragm in my ass.
Diaphragm in my ass. I got a female condom under my tongue. You want to see?
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like a little topic for a second there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something growing up. Like, I went through like a bracelets phase for a while.
Yes, you
know,
did.
where I tried to accessorize more.
Yes.
I still have some of those bracelets.
And like watches.
I still see. I wrist wear is so hard because watches are a function thing for me. And if the watch, like all my watches the reason why I'm not wearing any watches is they're all dead. I gotta get new batteries.
Yeah,
for
I
them.
know. I don't know where to get.
I gotta go to fucking the Bay or something. They gotta go to the watch store and get.
That's the thing. My watch guy used to be inside Sears, and now I don't know where to go.
See, it's fucked because like I'm not gonna wear a watch if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I feel like.
That's like wearing glasses when you don't need them.
I was gonna say that's like wearing glasses with no lenses in them. Like you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
And if someone asks you the time and you take out your phone and you're wearing a watch, people are gonna be like, well, why didn't he look at his watch?
Although I will admit, I have been wearing an operational watch before and like taking out my phone to check the time.
Because it's fucking reflex, right?
Yeah.
But so like wristwear, I never went through a necklace phase, so maybe that's in the future.
Okay.
Whoever knows. But what are some things that you went through, like phases you went through, like where you tried to do something and you look back on it now and you're like, what was that all about?
Capri pants, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Capri fucking pants.
Describe to me what a capri pant is.
A capri pant is simply a pant that stops just above your ankle. No. I wore pedal pushers. They stop like just below your knee.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And they were like super popular in the early 2000s when I was like a little kid, like in elementary school.
I was going to Google it, but my phone was the camera.
And cropped pants are difficult for me because I can never tell if the crop is in the right place or if they are too short for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm a tall person. I'm about 6 feet tall. So, you know, I could just buy a pair of pants that are too short.
True.
And I'm always afraid that that's how they look.
Like you're wearing
they just
floods.
look like pants that are too short.
Yeah, like you're wearing floods or fucking like you curled them up or something.
Yeah, I used to wear the aforementioned tube socks all the way up.
That's right. So
with my pedal pushers.
It would meet the pedal pushers.
There was like an anime band of skin like on
Did
my
you ever
leg.
get sunburn just there?
No, because I'm
black. You never got tan lines?
Because I'm black. But I did have like the band. One time I like showed up to my friend's house one morning to like walk to school together, and she was like, "What are you doing?" We were like 12 years old. She was like, "What are you doing?
You know what? You
can't wear them like that."
You know your fashion choices are fucked when at 12 when no one looks good.
Yeah.
Someone is like, "You look worse than others."
Yeah.
All right.
It was
like,
bad.
You really should not be wearing those socks
this doesn't
and those
work.
pants.
This isn't working, honey. Yeah, that. But I was just like, I was a hand-me-downs kid.
Yeah.
My mom never bought me new clothes. She never wanted to buy me new clothes. She insists that if I had asked her to, because I like now that I'm an adult, like I told her that I was jealous of my two cousins who are my age because their mom, like my aunt, always took them to the cool children's stores and bought them new clothes. But I was always wearing hand-me-downs from like my daycare lady's daughters.
Right, yeah.
So I was like 2 decades behind in kids fashion.
Sure.
I was a wreck. I was dressed like Ashley from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's ugly friend.
Whoa,
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was always like super behind and never had like the most fashionable clothes. No one took me to siblings, okay? No one took me to siblings. And yeah, so my fashion was very much just like old, brightly colored clothes.
Like clothes on your body.
I remember a pair of like tracksuit material shorts that were like neon yellow, but had an elastic band that was like neon pink and neon blue speckles. And those were like my most popular pair of shorts. Like those are the ones that I wore the most.
Yeah.
And I would wear them with like my Hillary Duff concert t-shirt, which I've worn on this podcast before and like fits me well now at 27, but at like 13, not super great.
Love me, feel
cool.
the flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my fashion phases were just like old clothes. And then once I started making my own money and had the ability, it was like stitches.
Right, Blue Notes. Just like
Stitches and Blue Notes.
Yeah,
Whatever
sure.
Stitches and Blue Notes fucking advertised to me, I bought it. I bought it.
Right.
You know?
So you're big into jeans.
Yeah.
You're a jean girl growing up.
I also had a small emo phase.
That's right. Oh my God.
Small emo phase.
You've mentioned that briefly in many episodes, but we should really talk about that now.
I didn't really have a lot of emo clothes though, because I was too scared to ask my parents to buy it for me, because I knew they would say no.
Do you think they would say no? Do they think they flat out
would
have said no?
No, in retrospect, like in my teenage brain, I was like, they'll say no to that.
Right.
They'll say no to that. Also, this was before Hot Topic was in Canada, so.
So you missed the train by like a year.
I didn't have the access. I was in a fashion desert.
Do you think that if that phase of yours, your like emo goth phase, was really allowed to flourish, that you would be a gothier person nowadays?
100%, because I would, like emo kids grew up into emo adults, but simply learned how to like style it better.
Well, yeah.
So it's like, okay, I don't need to wear 2 studded belts, one of them rainbow anymore, you know?
You could put away the checkered white and black square belts.
Yes.
And like your 90 bracelets.
Yes.
And your eyeshadow.
I can wear like one bracelet, and I can get really good at winged eyeliner, like subtle winged eyeliner, and then like cool vampy lipstick, and like all black, but it like fits me properly.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know what I think? Like you actually raised, I want to talk about your emo phase in a second, but you raised an excellent point just now. I think the hardest part about being an adult and wanting to make different fashion choices is understanding that, like, when you're young and you make stupid fashion choices, you grow in and solidify into stronger ones.
You learn how to make it work for you.
But when you're an adult, no one wants to go through the phase of like looking like an idiot.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's no different than like getting into a new hobby, or like let's say you're 30 years old and you want to learn how to draw. Like you finally want to learn how to draw. Yeah. No one, and I mean no one at 30 years old is going to be comfortable posting their fucking crayon drawings.
Yeah.
But that's what you're capable of at the time.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't want to admit that you're 30 years old drawing stick figures.
Exactly, right? But like, but naturally everyone has to start somewhere. But that's a really interesting point, where it's like your goth phase wasn't really allowed to flourish, so then you developed other style choices. But nowadays, like, I mean, I know you've mentioned like you'd love to revisit sort of gothier clothes and like get better at makeup and stuff. And like, I would obviously support you to doing that. Like, I think it would be great, especially if it's going to make you happy. But at the same time, like, I'm sure you understand that, like, you know, the first time you come out in like high top boots,
time to go to Hot Topic.
Yeah, you know, or like you show up to a cottage trip in like high top boots and like ringed white and black pants. You know, Brad might pull me aside and be like, "Is Sam okay?"
She's going through something.
Yeah, she's a little, 3/4 life crisis. Not quite midlife. Yeah. Not quite quarter life.
No,
you know, like
3/4 life crisis. For sure. But yeah, no. I wanted to talk about emo phase. I wanted to talk about dressing like that. No, like my the way that I like to execute is like very adult, you know, very appropriate. That's what I wanted to say. The other thing about like why I didn't fully get into some of the fashion trends that I wanted to is because the fashion industry is overwhelmingly white, so I didn't see myself wearing these clothes. My biggest issue with the emo and like music scene, like fashion scene back in like 2006 to 2008 was it was all white people.
It was overwhelmingly white.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact.
You know, the beauty of the internet and like better algorithms have shown me there are alternative black girls who dress in like the eyeliner and like they like dye their afros cool colors.
Rihanna?
No, not just Rihanna, but like girls who are like dedicated to it, who like grew up and were into the same like emo punk bands that I listened to in like middle school and dressed the way that I wanted to, but had the knowledge of like black hair and like like fashion and stuff to really make it work and make it their own. I didn't see that.
Right.
Back when I was into it back in the day in my like super white town.
Well, it was
all I ever had were just like white people. So I just straight up thought, this is a white person thing. I so desperately want to be this, but this is for white people.
Right.
So I can't have this.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame. And
it's just a way that like racism, subtly kind of like rains on your parade. You know, It didn't ruin my fucking life.
Racism is a bit of a bummer. Yeah. I think you're right about that.
It's a huge bummer and a bit of a bummer at the same time.
Racism, kind of a killjoy. Yeah. You know, I think when racism shows up to a party, most people leave. So, yeah, you know.
You'd be surprised, but yeah.
But I think you're right about the fashion industry. And I think that the industry, like, like, how do you feel about the fashion industry? Like, in terms of the actual creation of these fashion products and whatnot, right? Because the thing with me in fashion is that, like, they clearly were only concerned with marketing to one kind of person. And I think that for a long time, fashion modeled the kind of ideal person, right?
Yeah.
They outlined what you should want to be. That was all of the marketing growing up being a kid, right?
They're like, we've created this imaginary form and you need to fit the mold for it.
Which is, as we've learned, impossible.
Yeah, you need to buy shit to
yeah.
try and fit the mold for it.
But the thing is that these models, like, this is a total bit of a side tangent, but like these like models and pictures and things they release are usually completely doctored.
Yeah.
And like photoshopped.
And they shift the goalpost all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but nowadays I feel as though the fashion industry has realized that, like, oh fuck, if we don't cater to everyone, like, no one's gonna buy our shit.
Yeah.
You know? Where it's like, even stores like Lululemon, who I personally believe have always been like very positive and pro body and stuff, like, for a certain kind of person, are now like branching out into.
I see what you're saying.
Huh?
I said I see what you're saying now. I was like, I would argue like back in the day, like early Lululemon was like very skinny.
Well, yeah, it's like fucking yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Is that nowadays I feel as though they're catering to body sizes of a larger variety, and I feel like a lot of fashion stores in general are doing that. Not all of them, mind you, but I feel like there's been a shift in the fashion industry, and I just don't like the way that the fashion industry tries to dictate, like, the idealness of what you should look like. I think there's I have issues in morality there that I don't agree with whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, you asked like how I feel about the fashion and like kind of by association the beauty industry, and I'm just, as I get older, I'm just very wary of it.
Of course.
You know, it certainly influenced me a lot as a kid. I didn't think it did because I was so like, fuck the men, like, I don't do what you tell me to do.
Whatever,
your advertising doesn't work on me.
And then you cry because you don't look like Avril Lavigne. Did I strike a chord?
Oh, you hit a nerve.
Did I hit a little too close to home?
You got real close. Ooh, you moved in next door. Ooh, we're roommates. Ooh, you're close to me. Fuck.
Where do we go? End the podcast. Holy fuck.
She was a skater boy.
Oh.
But yeah, no, like it definitely influenced me in the way that I just like saw myself. You know, I was like on the outside, I was like, hey, fuck everybody. I'm not like that. But like deep inside, I was like, I'm not like that. I can't be like that. So like makes you feel bad. I don't like how it makes you feel bad, but I can agree that trends are fun.
Yeah, I like trends.
It's fun to fuck around and be like, you know, I hopped on the choker trend a couple of summers ago. You know, that was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
You should still wear them. I like your chokers.
Yeah, I still have some choker decisions were not as good as others,
sure.
But
I throw away some of my 15 bracelets.
Yeah.
So the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, I love the creativity of being like, hey guys, really tiny sunglasses are in right now, and then you can try it and you can be like, maybe that's not so much for me, and like see what else comes along and try something else, try something new, kind of make it your own, play around with it, get creative with it. But it's the enforcement of a unanimous, like all-encompassing form that they impose the human body should look like that I just don't fuck with. And I still agree. Very much think I think, you know, you said that a lot of stores are, and like fashion retailers are trying to market to or be more size inclusive in their marketing. And I think, while that's true, I think that they've just created like different ideal forms for the different kinds of body.
Sure.
Pardon me. There's like a flake in my throat. I had some of your mom's friend's cobbler upstairs before we started, and there's like a crumb of like graham cracker crust like in my trachea, in my Adam's apple. But yeah, you know, so there's the ideal thin form. right? And not every skinny body looks the same as the fashion industry's ideal thin form.
No.
So there's a complex for thin people, okay? There's the ideal, in air quotes, curvy form.
Yeah, they don't use the word fat. They use curvy.
There's the like the Ashley Graham, the Barbie Ferreiras, I'm trying to think of other like
the plus size Sports Illustrated models.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
You might be plus size.
You still have a flat tummy. How do you still have a flat tummy? Where's the fupa?
Yeah,
I want to see the fupa.
Exactly.
What fuck? So it's like there's the idea, and it's like so curvy girls who don't look exactly like these women who, unfortunately, and like granted, like these models have done a really good job of calling it out, but it still happens. Unfortunately, still get photoshopped.
To this day.
You know, like maybe they don't actually have flat tummies, but they get photoshopped to the high heavens to look like it, and you're like, cool, here's your curvy representation, and then like curvy people are like, what the fuck? I don't look like this.
Yeah.
My friends don't look like this. My mom, who gave me this body, who I inherited it from, doesn't look like this. I must be fucked up then. And it's like, cool. You have air quotes representation.
But is it really though?
You
know what it is? Like, you kind of just painted a picture there. The big problem I have with the fashion industry, and I learned this from listening to Trixie and Katya's Bald and the Beautiful podcast.
Slay.
Where they talk about how the fashion industry is very much the self-esteem industry.
Yes.
Like, that's really what they deal in, is self-esteem.
Yeah.
Right? And they want to make you feel bad about who you are currently, so that you'll buy their products to feel better about yourself.
Be like, you're a fat, ugly bitch, and lucky for you, we have anti-fat, ugly bitch spray for $69.99 a month.
Exactly.
Yeah, buy it in our Fab Fit Fugly Bitch box subscription monthly.
$30. This podcast is sponsored by Fat Ugly Bitch Box. For $30 a month, you can fix your fucking ugly mug.
If you unsubscribe, you will go back to being a fat, ugly bitch. But if you keep that subscription up and continue to pay $175 a year for these boxes with snake oil in them, you will no longer be a fat, ugly bitch, and someone will love you.
But you know what's crazy, though? I feel as though there's a two-sided coin of the perception of the way the fashion industry deals in self-esteem, right? Where on one hand, I'm a little offended as someone who's like, so do fashion execs and people who make these decisions to Photoshop these models' body think that I'm some sort of like shallow, ravenous monster?
Yes.
Who, like, if I see a stretch mark on a model, I'm gonna like be like and be like, what is this? Ugly! You know, like the SpongeBob movie, like bald, you know? like do they seriously think that I'm like that? Because like that's how I feel when I talk about these things, you know? And then on the other side of the coin, sorry mom if you listen to this, but my mom, who is of a different generation, she's a baby boomer, is very like appearance oriented, and like sure they learned from my grandma, as you've detailed before.
Yes.
Have no problem speaking openly about someone's appearance and how they should dress a certain way if they look a certain way. And like, it's not my favorite. And like, listen, my mom has gotten a lot better about it. All right, I'm not trying to sit here and demonize my mother. I love my mom.
That's my job.
Yeah, I was about to say you're gonna tell a story now about how your mom took a shit on the floor or something and wiped it around with her butt cheeks because you came home when she did. Like you know, like it's just like
it's her new life hack. Yeah.
It's better than lemon juice. It gets any stain out
by making more stains.
Exactly. You can't see the cat piss because I've covered it in human shit. Anyway, but I think that was just a different mentality, which unfortunately I think was actually bred by the fashion industry. The idea of like, you know, my mom, again, God bless her. I'm not going to use my mom specifically. People like my mom love to point out when someone who is fat, and I don't think fat is a negative word, it's a body type.
Yes.
When people who are fat wear clothes that like maybe show off their bellies a little bit more, or if they're cis-identifying female, or perhaps have breasts, show off their breasts more.
Your mom and your grandma hate big titty women,
and I don't get it.
Yeah,
I love big titty. Where do I get it from? My dad?
Mommy, if all the big titty women disappear, where am I gonna find a bride? You want grandchildren? Well, your son likes big titties.
I love my big titty girlfriend, Mom. You can't take her away from me. But, you know, and nowadays, like, so on one hand, I think the marketing of the idea that, like, everyone needs to look perfect, and if you don't appear perfect, don't show up, is bullshit. But then, like, I kind of see people like my mom sometimes, and they're like, this is the person they're catering to. but it's also the person they may have created. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's sort of a Ouroboros of like fucking self-esteem.
It's a good way of putting it. The Ouroboros. Yeah. The snake eating itself, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And like it's very cyclical. And it bothers me. I don't like it.
Yeah, totally. Because then it breeds people who say like, well, I look like this, and I managed to look like this because of all of the pressures that the fashion industry has put on me. So why can't you look like that? And it's like, well, you have a body that is, you know, kind of just naturally attuned to looking like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody can.
Okay, Sam.
Not everybody can.
Did you have any more thoughts on the fashion industry?
No, I think I'm good.
You were good? You were good?
I think I'll put it down for today. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Deep breath. All right, Sam, hard questions. I got a big one for you.
Cool.
Do you think that the fashion industry is inherently predatory, or do you think that was a product of necessity?
I think at this stage in its life, the fashion industry is made up of people who have their own insecurities. And the only reason why they make us feel bad about the specific things that they make us feel bad about is because they are insecure in those things themselves. Yeah. And you can't help that. People are going to have things that they don't like about their bodies. It's just a fact of the matter, right? So do I think it's inherently predatory? Like, I'm thinking about that word inherently.
That's like, the key word.
Was it designed to prey on people's insecurities? I don't know. I wasn't there at the inception of fashion. But I do think that it certainly benefits from that. Kind of like your point about what Trixie and Casio were talking about on The Bald and the Beautiful, where it's a self-esteem industry. They're saying, hey, do you feel bad about dark armpit skin? And you're like, whoa.
Well, I didn't.
That's a thing. Now. And then they're like, good thing we have dark armpit skin lotion. And you're like, oh, wow, I felt so bad about it immediately, and then seconds later, a solution came up. I'm going to buy this.
Yeah, who knew?
And then you purchase it.
And little did you know that this thing...
And they make $1 billion.
This insecurity you've never had
yeah,
is now a part of your insecurity list.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So I don't know if it's inherently predatory, but I definitely think I lean towards predatory.
I think it benefits from being predatory.
Yes.
I agree. Where I don't know about it being inherent. I don't know about it being like when it was incepted. I'm sure that like I'd like to hope anyway. The first fashionable person on the planet was like, well, actually no, never mind. Now that I think about it, fashion and high fashion stems from like royalty and nobles and shit and like high society. So maybe it is inherently predatory.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it.
Shit.
Anyway, I don't want to get too. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about the history of fashion to really talk about that. What I do know is that in 2021, people in the fashion industry 100% are interested in being predatory.
Yeah.
Because it sells. That's what their market is, right? That's what their market. It's an intrinsic part of their market.
Yeah. I also feel like it loves. Like, it jerks you around on purpose because that makes the most money. Like, have you ever seen a trend and been like, that was so unfashionable like 8 years ago, and now people are spending hundreds of dollars to get the opposite effect?
Yeah.
Like, remember in the early 2000s when like pencil thin eyebrows were a thing?
Ugh,
and now thick caterpillar eyebrows are like the thing of the thing. But we're like drawing in our eyebrows and like adding eyebrow extensions to give us like thicker, fuller brows. And like people are looking at my eyebrows. Like someone asked me one time, what do you do to your brows? And I was like, nothing.
Nothing.
And they were like, oh, they're so good. I'm like, these were not good in 2009.
Right.
These were not cool.
Yeah.
I was just walking around, you know? So it's just kind of like they jerk you around because it's almost like, you know, to use the eyebrow example, it's like they want you to spend money on eyebrow tweezers and eyebrow waxes to like pluck your fucking eyebrows out. Then they want to turn around and sell you eyebrow growing cream and be like, oh no, thick eyebrows are in now, buy this cream.
That's I think the biggest problem I have is the jerking around.
Yeah.
Because like even like I'm trying to think of like something that really was fashionable and then wasn't fashionable and is now fashionable again.
The thing that gets me is butts.
Yuck, don't even get me started. Yeah. There are so many 90s sitcoms of like white women being like, I'm gonna have a fat ass. And it's like, everybody wants a fat ass.
Now you see fucking fat-ass white women in fucking Young Thug videos, like, shaking their ass and bringing him legit bacon in bed.
Yeah, really.
That was A$AP Ferg that I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Sure,
whatever. Like the beginning of the Shabba Ranks video, like, a skinny white woman with a thick butt.
A real thick ass.
Like, makes him eggs and, like, comes on his bed and twerks in his face.
And it's like, what a way to wake up. Folgers in my cup, am I right? Anywho, that's bothered me. Another thing is actually men's shorts. I think in the 70s and 80s, above the knee men's shorts were hyper fashionable.
Like tight to little tiny little
fucking
little
almost
shorts.
Sea-Doo style gym shorts.
Yeah.
Super fashionable.
Yeah.
90s, 2000s, basketball shorts were fashionable.
Yep.
And now we're back to shorts again. It's fashionable again.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to anymore.
They're jerking you around, so you run out, and like you run out in the 70s, let's say someone like your dad runs out and buys itty bitty teeny weeny shorts, and then the early 2000s comes in and he has kids and they're like, oh Dad, you're so lame, look at this picture of 50 Cent in like baggy ass down to the ankles like shorts,
basically wearing pants
at this point, like you did, and it's like, ah shit, I gotta run out and buy like, you know, below the knee shorts, and then they jerk you around 10 years later and they're like, tiny shorts are in again, and you have to replace your entire wardrobe.
And you're like, what the fucking fuck?
That takes money.
Yeah, and that's predatory.
Yeah, so predatory.
That has to be, actually, you know what that reminds me of? This is complete sidebar. There's a great Calvin and Hobbes comic where Calvin and Hobbes are walking around their backyard, and it's the summer, and Hobbes goes to Calvin and says, hey, why don't you wear like short pants? Like, aren't you hot? And Calvin just like stops and gets this like really sour look on his face, and like steam starts rising from his head, and Hobbes is like, what? He's like, short pants touch my feet, all right? That's how it's reminding me of that.
Yeah, because he's so itty bitty.
Yeah, he's a wee fella.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
Calvin would never benefit from short shorts.
No.
They're too short.
He can't.
You know?
They're too long.
And how is he supposed to...
He has the opposite of my problem, where like short pants just look like pants that are too short.
Yeah.
I bought the wrong size.
And how is someone like that ever going to participate in the fashion industry?
They're not.
They can't keep
You
on
wear
trends.
whatever the fuck you want.
No, he wears that striped shirt he wears all the time.
Exactly. Calvin is a fashion icon. Do you understand me? He is above fashion, and that's what makes him so iconic.
Oh wow, we're at an hour.
Shit.
How about, Sam, to end off this podcast, how have these industries, being fashion and beauty, helped or hindered your self-esteem?
You know what? I learned this a lot from RuPaul's Drag Race, as most lessons that I learned throughout 2020. Just using clothes as a form of expression. Like, forget trends. Forget what's in right now. Forget being made fun of for dressing chuggy or whatever the fuck. like take something that you want to put on your body and really make it your own, and wear the shit out of it with a delusional self-confidence that is almost illegal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And, you know, I think of like those queens, and a lot of those queens are inspired by fashion. You know,
they're in the fashion industry.
They walk down the runway and Carson Kressley is like, so this looks like and they're like Jean-Paul Gaultier fall winter 98. Yes.
We slay.
And it's like, cool, you know, like fashion is a excellent pool of inspiration, but it is not a place that I want to swim laps in.
There you go.
You know?
Sure.
It's a lazy river, not an Olympic swimming pool. Yeah.
Okay. I like that analogy, actually.
Yeah.
I very much feel the same way. I feel like RuPaul, and I owe all of my fashion choices to gay men. Yeah, what can I say?
They fucking do it.
I'll tell you after the podcast.
Do the damn thing.
But you know, there's a lot to be said about dressing for own personal sake, as opposed to like looking a certain way or hopping on a certain trend. When I was younger, I was completely adverse to fashion in terms of just like not even wanting to be remotely interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah, because it
was
seems
girly,
vapid.
it was dumb, it was vapid, it was a waste of effort and thought.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
as a girl, I was the same way.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm not one of those girls.
Yeah, I can hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
I suck a lot of dick. But growing up, like, so I'm very wary of the fashion industry, obviously, in terms of all of my criticisms of it. But like anything in the world, there are some things you can learn. And like, I think that that's what I've been more open to in recent years.
Yeah.
Where it's like the idea of like, oh, so shorts above the knee are in fashion right now? Well, I actually think that I would look good in those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to buy a pair, and I'm going to try them out, and I like the way they look, so I'm going to buy. So that's something I've learned from actual fashion trends.
Yeah.
But it wasn't sold to me in a way that was like, your basketball shorts make you look like dick.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
Because I like the way I look in basketball shorts.
Exactly.
You know?
like the way you look in basketball shorts and your 7-inch Lululemon shorts.
Exactly. And that's something that I've grown as a person. So like in terms of like whether or not the industry has like helped me get more confident or like hurt my self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like I think I've been so adverse to it for so long that like obviously I'm affected by it. Everyone's affected by it, but like it hasn't really weighed on my self-esteem for a long time. But I have been letting it make choices or letting it influence my choices in positive ways.
Yeah. You use it as a source of inspiration.
Yes.
So I guess in short, like the fashion industry really has no effect on my self-esteem because I had to go out and improve my self-esteem so that I could come back to the fashion industry and say, I like this. And then I now have, with my newly found self-esteem, I have the power to say, and I don't like that.
There you go. Yeah.
And I feel comfortable and confident with being, this is for me. I don't think this is for me, or this could be for me and I'm not really sure, but I'm going to try it. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it if it doesn't look good. I'm simply just not going to wear it.
There you go.
And that's okay. It's not for me. That's allowed.
Is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pretty much put it perfectly, as a matter of fact. Because when I was younger, I think it was really easy to be affected by all that stuff. Yeah. Because, even if you say like, I'm not going to do it, you still see like your friends dressing fashionably or like whatever.
Yes.
Right?
Or you see your friends like participating in a trend that you don't really want to participate in. You think, well, am I ugly? Is that really why I'm not wearing it? Because I'm ugly? And it's like, no, you're allowed to say no to some things. Yeah. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's fine. Yeah. Fashion is fun. It's really fun. It's fun to try up your style. That's why I said, if money weren't an object, I would have 7 different aesthetics in my closet at any given time. And then I would just open up my closet and I would stare at it and I'd be like, how do I feel like presenting myself to the world today?
Yeah.
Because I think that's super, super fun. But you always have the freedom, the autonomy to say no to anything at any given time. And like, to me, there really is no ugly. Like you're allowed, people often like they get on me. They're like, you shouldn't call yourself ugly. You shouldn't say that you're ugly. But like when I say that I'm ugly, I mean like, in this specific moment, I'm wearing something that to me is not flattering, and I can improve by wearing something that I am comfortable and happy with, and then I will be in what I perceive to be pretty.
Sure.
And other people may not feel that way, but I don't care what other people feel.
It doesn't matter what they think.
Is ugly or pretty. I feel pretty.
Yeah.
So
and
fuck
you are
you.
Pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty. And everyone at home is pretty too.
Everyone, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're perfect. You look like Linda Evangelista. You're a model. I love you. Our podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube, where you can watch us. If you're listening to us, why not try watching us for a little bit? It's a bit like a talk show and you're hanging out with your buds. It's a beautiful thing. I usually dress up better than what I wore for this one. I do try and dress for this podcast. It's really fun. I enjoy it. This is the other thing too. Ever since we started filming the podcast and doing Twitch streams and stuff like that, it's like cool. I have like a thing to dress for.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna try. It's like, what do I want to wear on stream today? That's different. And I love scrolling through our VODs and our YouTube videos, like our thumbnails, and being like, I remember that outfit. I remember that outfit. I remember that outfit. That wasn't a great outfit. I might not wear that on camera again. It's like, it's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love dressing up for you. So come watch us.
You love me.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you proud.
Mama. So come watch us sometime or hang out with us or do whatever. We also have Chill Spot shorts.
Yes.
We're releasing comedy shorts now.
We didn't even talk about that the whole podcast.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a good time. We worked really hard, and quite frankly, I think we're very talented.
Well, I think we're pretty funny too.
The first one called The Giveaway is up now, and we're releasing another one soon.
Probably the week this podcast comes out.
Probably the Monday this podcast comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Chill Spot podcast. Sam mentioned we upload every Tuesday at 3 p.m. So be there next week.
Or be square.
You're not square, you're fashionable.
Bye.
See you later.
Chill Spot.